Hi, people. I get this question a lot. And the question I'm talking about is why do people think we are living in the end times now? And I think there are a few reasons for that, but I'm going to touch upon the ones that I think are the reasons. Now, disregarding the 2012 thing with the Mayans, a lot of people say 2012 is going to bring an age of either enlightenment or destruction or to the planet or at least civilization. I think the planet as a whole will keep going whatever happens, but civilization as a whole will probably collapse. But even if you disregard the 2012 thing, there are a whole bunch of other things that are happening right now that are actually very, very strange. If you're into the Bible, there are a whole bunch of different events that are supposed to happen, uh, including crazy weather. And we've had that. Anybody that hasn't seen the crazy weather, whether it's in the form of storms, floods, earthquakes, all on the rise, drought, just in my area alone, I could tell you about a dozen stories that has happened that I've never seen in my life. You know, whether it's snowfall, extreme snowfall, or extreme weather. I could tell you stories that I haven't seen, and I've been living here for 45 years. But besides the crazy weather, folks, you also have these animal die-offs. You have animal die-offs. You have the fish. You have the birds. You have cows. You have horses. I mean, if you just check off animal die-offs, just Google it. The last few years, you've seen a lot of crazy stuff going on with animal die-offs. And even if you disregard that, if you want to disregard that and say there's nothing to it, there's nothing to the Mayan calendar, there's nothing to these crazy weather events, there's nothing to the animal die-offs, then on top of everything else, you have the Middle East. You got the Middle East areas just totally collapsing, and now you got a major, major conflict within Syria, and you have a possible conflict could involve Russia and China if this thing with Iran doesn't go very well, and right now it's not looking very good. Now, of course, if you want to disregard all that, you still have the world economy to deal with, which is pretty much collapsing, folks, around us, you know. So I guess what I'm trying to say, folks, is, you have volcanoes going off, you got earthquakes, you got the Middle East right now that pretty much is in a state of near war, if you want to call it that. Israel is on a hair trigger alert right now in case they get attacked. You have an economy that's pretty much collapsing. You have a whole world that's actually on edge. And whether that's because of the 2012 thing or not, I find it very funny that all these things are pretty much in the Bible somehow, some way, somewhere. They talk about all these things. They talk about drought. They talk about quakes. They talk about earth changes. Although it doesn't talk about an actual date, and I realize the Bible doesn't say no one knows the time or the date. Well, we may not know the time or the date, but there are signs that foretell a very, very near event. And whether or not you believe that event is going to be revelations or an apocalypse or something, I would be, I'm telling you now, I said it before, I will be shocked if we make it through 2012 without something major happening. And that something could be anything, folks. I said it before on my channel. It could be anything from an alien landing, an alien confrontation, to nuclear war, to a global apocalypse in the form of maybe solar flares. I have no idea, folks. Oh, and then you got the solar flare thing. I almost forgot about that. You have 2012, also the solar flare. So if you don't believe in the Mayan calendar, by science, you know for a fact that the 2012 into 2013 is going to be the big solar event. It's going to be the time every 11 years the sun has a little tantrum, and it just so happens it falls around the 2012 date. So I mean, are all these things coincidence? I mean, I really don't think so. And you know what really makes it scary, folks? This is what really scares me. I'm not even religious. I mean, I grew up in a Jewish school. I grew up in a very strict school. I grew up in a yeshiva, and I never really, thought about these things. But call it too many things happening at once. I've seen things happening with the weather. I've seen things happening with the sun. I've seen things happening with a whole bunch of things around the world, current events such as the economy, just political systems, global systems that are breaking down. People are getting upset. You see these countries just falling apart, and leaders are being ousted. All this stuff is happening now, folks. What it means, I have no idea. People write me, what do I think? What do I think? I don't know, folks. You know, we're all going to find out real soon. And that's why I tell people not to fight against each other, because we're all in this together. And I think the best thing we can do, whether you're a Jew, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Catholic, whether you're a Hindu, whatever you are, I think we all have to get together and try and understand each other and try to be there for each other and try to help each other as best as we can. Because I don't know what's coming, whether it's in the form of an alien landing, probably maybe some sort of a higher power maybe will come down and save us at the last minute. Maybe a Mashiach, Messiah will come. Or maybe we'll just destroy ourselves and nothing will save us. Who knows, you know? Maybe Earth changes. Maybe it'll be in the form of Earth changes, a pole shift that many people talk about. I know Gordon Michael Scallion talks about a pole shift, but there's so many things that could happen. You know, but we'll all see very soon, in less than a year, folks. We'll all see. But I'm just making this video because I get a lot of questions and about it. And what do I think? What do I think? Well, you know what I think, folks? I think we should all be there for each other. I think we should all be nice to each other and try and help each other out as much as we can, whether it's someone having problems with their health, someone having problems understanding things in the Bible, someone having trouble understanding, just life in general. Some people can get very, very upset and probably going to be very on edge and very nervous as we approach the infamous date of December 21st, 2012. And, even if nothing happens on December 21st, 2012, we still have all these events happening, and any one of these events could just trigger off a lot of people doing a lot of crazy things. I don't want to get into it, but you have people right now on the planet that would do some stuff. So I think we all have to be there for each other, and that's all I have to say.